Good evening, everybody, and it's the Wild Medicine Daft Duo here. And Claire is live from her medicine garden. So you're going to get to see in real time um, all the incredible medicine that she's growing. Claire, how you doing? The sky looks beautiful up there behind you.
Yeah, look at this. It's incredible sky. And yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just back from teaching a workshop in Glen Nevis today. So had a
Saw
group
that.
out along the river. And yeah, we've just been so lucky with the weather, actually. So yeah, feeling really good, enjoying the sunshine. And it's nice to be coming to you from the garden. So I'm hoping my signal will stay solid throughout.
So that you can let people see, because I think, probably a lot of people don't know yet that you grow most of your medicine yourself. And I think that's, I mean, as well as being, pretty food self-sufficient as well. And you grow the medicine and people come up and help you. Get your herbal helpers where people help you to harvest and make medicines that you actually prescribe to your clients, don't you?
That's right. Yeah. So I do run Herbal Helpers, which is a volunteer session that I run 3 times a year, where people can come and help out with the garden. So that's with the growing side and with the medicine making side as well. So we just had a volunteer week at the beginning of July there. So the garden's looking pretty nice.
It
Probably because
looks
I've had loads of
fantastic.
help recently. Yeah.
So talk us through it then.
Yeah, okay. So what I'll do, I'll just stand here so that you can all kind of see the structure of the garden. So the garden was designed with herbal energetics in mind. So when I say energetics, what I mean is thinking about the elements and things being maybe hot or cold in temperament. So an example of a hot herb would be chili. An example of a cold plant would be cucumber. So everybody can kind of get that concept. So we've got hot, cold, and wet and dry. So the garden's arranged in 4 quadrants. It represents the 4 points of the compass, and also the journey through the seasons and the herbal energetics. So we're in the north, that represents winter and cold. In the south, that is summer and heat. In the west, that's spring and dampness or moisture. And in the east, that is autumn and dryness. So the cooling and moistening herbs are planted in this quadrant here. The cooling and drying herbs are in that far away corner. And then you've got all the warming herbs in the south, warming and drying over that side, and warming and moistening over here. So that was how the garden was first designed. And then, of course, what happens is you get lovely plants like borage and St John's wort seeding all over the garden and just growing wherever the hell they fancy. So they don't always obey the rules. When I first made the garden, it was made mostly from recycled materials or from things that were biodegradable. So the paths are all made with layers of cardboard and wood chip on the top. And the beds are all made with recycled slate, and there's some beds are made with brick as well that we're going to be getting thrown away. So we were able to use some upcycled or recycled materials. So that's the kind of idea behind the design. So you can see we've got lots of calendula in flower at the moment. So we've been harvesting this to make herbal teas and tinctures and make infused oils with to treat skin problems. What else have we got? We've got chamomile here, which I've been picking successionally. So chamomile is probably a really popular and common herb that many people are familiar with. But it's actually got kind of relaxing and anti-inflammatory properties. It's very good for the digestion and for the skin as well. And you can actually also use it to treat inflammation of the eyes. So you can get chamomile tea bags out of the just bog standard chamomile tea bags out of the supermarket and infuse them into water, let them cool, and apply that as a compress to the eyes for treating inflammation.
Okay.
So that's
So
something really easy
for
that
hay
people
fever,
can do.
would that be good?
For hay fever, I would probably use more things like you could do that externally for hay fever. Yeah, I would tend to use an internal mix, usually things like plantain, nettles, elderflower, sometimes eyebright. So yeah, those are the kind of herbs that I would tend to use for treating hay fever. Yeah, there's so many herbs to talk about. I don't even know where to go next. We've
It
got
looks so lush and green.
yeah, we've been, like I say, we've been so lucky with the weather, so we've had this absolutely fantastic combination of really warm sunny days and also enough water to keep it lush and fresh and green. This is the mint bed here, so many people know about peppermint for, again, treating digestive problems, relaxing the musculature of the gut. Most people have had after dinner mints in the past, so that's there to help stimulate your digestion. And believe it or not, I've actually already harvested this mint, and it's still coming back in full abundance.
So see the likes
Over
of
here,
the,
yeah.
sorry, can you hear me? The calendula and
Nope. Yeah.
how long do they stay out for? What's your kind of harvesting window?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Every plant has a different harvesting window, obviously, but calendula is actually, it's called, the name is related to its long flowering season. So it was called that because it flowers right the way through the calendar. So
Wow.
sometimes you can be harvesting it. If you get a mild season, I'm often still harvesting calendula in November. The frosts will kill it off, but if you get a mild winter, sometimes the plants actually survive all the way through the winter. So
Wow.
yeah. So I was going to take you over here to another one of my multi-used herbs. This is St. John's wort, which is in full flower at the moment. Now, this is a herb that many people will be familiar with as well. St. John's wort found fame for treating depression, and it is also really helpful for treating disorders of the nervous system, so particularly where there's been physical damage to the nerve. Now, the old Gaelic name of St. John's wort translates to St. Columba's armpit package, which is a very interesting name. And the story goes that St. Columba used to use this herb when people had been in sword fights, and they would there was a gap in their armour just at the where the breastplate met the arm. And so what would happen is the sword would go in and sever the brachial plexus, which is the main bundle of nerves in the shoulder and the top of the arm. And so he would pack the wounds with St. John's wort, which would heal up the nerve damage and the surrounding tissues, and therefore St. Columba's armpit package.
Right. So
at the moment, I've been harvesting loads of St. John's wort to make. That would be the external use, yeah. At the moment, I've been harvesting loads of it to make into infused oils. So you can pick the flowers and put it into like a vegetable oil, like sweet almond oil, olive oil, sunflower oil, any kind of vegetable oil that you have in the house. And just leave it in a sunny place for a couple of weeks, or you can put it into a bain-marie, a water bath, for a couple of hours on a constant low gentle heat, and it'll yield a bright red infused oil. So you can actually watch it change in colour, which is basically plant magic as far as I'm concerned. So I've had a little sun method infused oil on the go since the weekend, and I've just been watching it every day get redder and redder, watching the magic come out of the medicine. So this is a plant that's, yeah.
Would you expect a topical application to help with mood as well?
Probably more taking it internally. I wouldn't expect it necessarily to have a massive effect on mood using it externally. So yeah, that would be more the internal use of it. One thing to be careful of with St John's wort is that it does have a very powerful action on the liver, which is often a very good thing, but if people are taking conventional medications, it does have some interactions with some medications, so not really one to play about with if unless you check with your healthcare provider whether there are interactions with that. So yeah, but if you're not taking any medications, perfectly safe.
And I mean, that grows wild, doesn't it? I remember if we were swimming in the Tay, you were
Yes.
like, the St John's wort here, which I had no idea that it grew wild, because obviously I didn't know what it was before.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. It grows wild. There's some parts of Scotland where it's quite rare. There are other parts where it's very common. Like I say, I've just been over the Fort William side today and yesterday, and there was absolutely loads of it in certain pockets around the Fort William area. Here where I live in Morvern, we get the square stem St John's wort, which is a slightly different species that grows wild here, but we don't really get so much of this is the Hypericum perforatum, so it's a slightly different species. This one is considered to be the optimum one for medicine, but in folk medicine in some Eastern European countries, they use them all interchangeably, so I think they do all have some medicinal function as well.
Mm-hmm. And these, are they in the book for people that want to get identification?
So the St John's wort is not in the book. In fact, none of the herbs that I've spoken about are in the book. But if we just walk over this way, we've got valerian here, which you can see is also flowering at the moment, which is in the book. And from my memory, I think that is in the July section, because the flowers are available for harvest at this time of year. So again, valerian, another quite famous herb. It found fame in treating insomnia and poor sleep. So it's another herb that acts on the nervous system. It's a very powerful relaxant. So it helps us to relax. It's an antispasmodic. It can help to lower blood pressure in people who are quite stressed and tense and anxious. So yeah, it's another really, really powerful one. One of its old traditional names was All Heal, so that tells you how important it was. Traditionally, it was used to treat epilepsy and all kinds of neurological conditions as well. So very powerful one.
Right, epilepsy. I've forgotten about that. And
you can just see the flowers here, and these are the leaves. Yes. And again, obviously in the book with Ailey's fantastic photography, you'll be able to get the really good up close pictures of valerian.
Yeah, and you can take a photo with your phone so that when you're going out, it's then really easy to identify. And then you've got all the uses for it as well, which is so helpful.
That's it. So the other plants that are in the book for July are, we've got meadowsweet here, which again is in full flower here in the West Highlands at the moment. So meadowsweet, or Queen of the Meadow, this is the plant that aspirin was first discovered from. So many of us know that the side effects of aspirin are, gastric ulcers, bleeding, potentially, quite problematic gastritis. Now, meadowsweet, actually, its main use in herbal medicine is to treat stomach ulcers. So aspirin, the compound in meadowsweet that's responsible for producing aspirin is called salicylic acid. And meadowsweet also contains tannins, which help to buffer the effects of the salicylic acid. So, it doesn't make it as harmful to the stomach. So it's a much easier to tolerate form of the plant than the salicylic acid. So it's used as an anti-inflammatory. It helps to bring down fevers. It can help with joint inflammation and pain. It can help with headaches. and it smells really beautiful and delicious. And the name
Yeah.
meadowsweet comes from its previous use in mead making. So it was used for making beers and wines and mead in the past.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you a question about that. Can you use it topically as well?
You can use it topically. So again, one of the old traditional uses was to put it into a bath. So you would infuse the meadowsweet, place it in a muslin bag, and infuse it into the bath water, or you can make like a very strong tea with it and then pour that into the bath, and that can really help to soothe aching muscles and joints, and reduce inflammation in the physical body. So yeah, or
So
you could
many
make an
people
infused
with,
oil with it and use that for joint problems.
because there's so many people now with sort of fibromyalgia, you know, a lot of body
Yeah,
pain. So it'd be good for
yeah,
that. And I mean, I think putting things in your bath, if you're lucky enough to have a bath, because a lot of people don't now,
yes.
it's just a really easy thing to do. You know, it's something you're quite likely to go, right, well, I could do that.
Yes, for
Because,
me, having a bath is essential for medicinal purposes.
uh yeah, oh, absolutely. I'm a big, big bath fan too. And you
Big
could do
bath
foot baths
believer.
as well, of course, can't you?
Absolutely. So if you don't have a full size tub in your house, or you don't have access to a bath, or you can't get into a bath, you could absolutely just do yourself a foot bath. We absorb things really, really well through our hands and feet. So you're actually
Yeah.
taking in that medicine internally through your feet when you're doing a foot bath. You can also
Mhm.
get sitz baths as well. So, that's often for treating things like pelvic congestion, menstrual cramps. So you can get these kind of small sitz baths that you just apply. You make the bath, the herb infusion, and then you sit in it to
Uh-huh.
to treat that kind of direct area.
Yes. I know all these simple things that you kind of forget about, that it's a bit of self-care. And again, it's something that's really nice, really easy to do, quite idiot-proof, which I like,
Absolutely,
obviously.
yeah, straightforward.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to self heal. So this is the other plant. We'll have to come way down to the ground here to see the self heal. So
Mhm.
we've got self heal just here, if everyone can see.
Yes.
So this is the other plant that I've written about in the July section of Scotland's Wild Medicine, and this is a very unassuming little plant, but it does love to grow in at the side of paths, and I always think it's a plant that enjoys hanging out with people, because you always find it where somebody, woodland edges and side of paths and lawns. It's a very common little weed. So
Um,
self heal actually is quite an old plant, as you can tell by the name. It does what it says on the tin. So it's
uh-huh.
a wound healing herb, and actually Nicholas Culpeper wrote about self heal in his book in the 1600s, and he had a recipe for a wound healing ointment which used self heal, bugle, and sanicle, which are all kind of native herbs that have fallen out of fashion in terms of modern herbal medicine use.
Mhm.
But he wrote about it that there's no other herb like this for wound healing. Um, so that's one way that you can use it in a first aid setting. Um, but there's some modern research that suggests that it has antiviral properties as well. And it's been used for
Wow.
centuries in Chinese medicine to support the liver and the kidneys. And
Mhm.
there's also some research that suggests that it helps to bring blood sugar levels down in diabetes. So it's pretty amazing as a herb. Um, and
And could you
yeah,
chop
I
that into
always
a salad? Could you eat it raw?
yes, I
Just
was
like,
just about to say
right,
you
sorry.
can eat it raw. You can throw it into a salad. You can make a herbal tea. You can make a tincture. No, I was going to remind you of when you came to visit, and we had the wild salad when we were planning and writing and photographing for the Scotland's Wild Medicine book, and I think we counted about 30 odd plants in this one salad that we had, and self-heal was one of the plants in it. So it always reminds me of that weekend.
Yeah, the most diverse salad that I have ever eaten. I think it was 36 different things in it. And that's probably like the flowers and the leaves and all the incredible diversity that was in there. Yeah, that's awesome. So obviously
Absolutely.
when people
I've
come in
just
our
been
retreat,
joined by a little couple of helpers here.
oh, Sorrel, is that Sorrel I'm
Yeah.
seeing there? Yes. So you take people round your garden and explain, because
It
I'm
was
sure there'll be
Sorrel and Kelpie have both just joined me. I'm gonna
right.
yeah.
I'm just saying, when people come in the retreat, they get to visit your garden, and have a greater understanding of how you've laid it out, because I'm sure there's people watching that would love to grow more of their own herbs as well. And it's always, where do you start? And I think it's really good to start with the ones that are easy, that you already know, and then you can start adding in, some of the other ones that, but also you can forage, because so many of these things you can find. So, and also you now have a sauna for our October retreat. So that's a big, big luxury. And because obviously we know how much nicer it is to get cold when you can get hot again afterwards. It's just the best feeling ever,
Absolutely.
isn't it? So, yeah, for anybody listening that's wanting to come and learn more, obviously Claire and I, we brought the book to life in a 4-day retreat. Obviously we have the festivals as well, but to actually have Claire and I full time with the most amazing food and learning, getting to visit her garden, making medicines that can be
Give you a
tailored
little
for your
sweep
own.
of the food here.
Oh, great, yeah. Oh, wow. It is abundant right now, isn't it? My God.
Absolutely,
Amazing.
yeah. We've got so much growing here at the moment. So this is some of the delicious things that you might be feasting on.
Yes, amazing, amazing. And yeah, obviously, there's a big focus, and for us, food is medicine, but also we're big foodies and how much we enjoy our food. And getting our meat from the local farm, it really is. It's a delight. It's a culinary delight coming in our retreat. And then obviously we're down at the base camp, which is right on that beautiful wee white sandy beach. We've got all this amazing medicine, all this live real food. And we've got the sauna now as well. And obviously from my part, you're getting the breath work, which is taken on a life of its own. Suk blows going round the world. I was down in Bristol. I saw Ian last weekend, and it's just, I was like, this is the guy who named the breathwork. That suk blow thing that you did.
Little did he know.
Hi, Kaz. Yeah, no, little did he know. So, and then obviously my latest thing obviously is this heart coherence, the 528 frequency. So we're going to be doing exercises and that, which is just the most incredible. I think it's some of the most incredible, exciting work we've ever done. But I say that every year, because there's so much information right now and so many new things about what we can do to feel better. But it's just, I think the stuff that's coming out around the heart is just blowing my mind. So I'm going to be very excited to bring that into the October retreat as well. And we have the bonfire and the singing. If you've got instruments, we love to have a good jam round the fire. Anything else?
They love to sing.
We love to sing. Is there anything else that I've forgotten? I think that kind of sums it up.
I don't think so. Yeah, it absolutely does. And I think the other thing is, it's just that connecting with other people that are like-minded and that are on, similar journeys and, want the same things, want to learn and really want to embrace, Scotland's wild medicine. So that's really important as well, that sense of community and connection, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Yeah, because we've obviously made so many friends ourselves from the people that come back to a retreat, twice a year sometimes. So it's I
I
suppose
think my signal might be dipping out a little.
right, cool. Well, I think that's great. I think people have had a good taste and a flavour of that incredible garden of yours. And I meant to ask you, how are the goats getting on with these neck things? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, we've lost you. The signal. I can see you, but there's. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, the no fence collars. Yeah,
Yes.
it's been good. It's been a bit of a learning curve for us and them, but yeah, I think in general it's been a really positive thing. And we do actually have two brand new goat kids, as you know.
I
So
know this.
yeah,
God, I'm.
they were born exactly a week ago, which is why we've postponed this Instagram live. We were supposed to be
Yes.
going live last week. But I had my hands full with newborn goat kids, so but yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster this week.
Yeah, I bet. Because I mean, I know when I was living at Barmolloch, it was like suddenly there was so much to do because the food was all coming up and you don't want it wasted, and you're looking at obviously chopping it up, fermenting it, freezing it, all the different pickling it, whatever you're going to do with it to try and keep it. And I know for you, it's not just actually for the food, but for all the medicines
Yeah,
as well. It's a busy time, isn't it? Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. So, and also, so have you been milking the goats again? Are we going to get that incredible cheese that you used to make? Aye, there's a delay.
yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a busy time of year, and yeah, but it's a joyful thing.
Yeah, amazing. Right, well, listen, fantastic to see you. And I will see you a week on Friday at Limbrick.
So at the moment,
Okay, guys, looks like we've lost her now. But anyway, I think that was us getting all the information that we needed to get. So hopefully, oh, wait a minute, she's coming back. Are you there? Hello. I'm just going to put the link for our retreat. If you want to come and join us in Loch Allen, eat the most incredible food, hang out in that garden, and learn all. Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute. Sorry, I thought you're back. What's going on here? You're back. Can you hear me? No, I think we've lost you, Claire.
I'm back. Back.
You're back. Cool. Well, I think that'll do us for tonight anyway. We've got loads of amazing information there. And oh, there's Bernie. Bernie, can't wait to see you too. It seems like it's been ages.
Yeah,
Okay, guys.
lovely to be able to show you all the garden.
I know, what a beautiful night. Great to see you. I'm excited to get back up there myself. And I'll see you in Lynbreck next weekend. Okay, bye now.